Well, good evening, everyone. Tony from AZ Quadcopters here on this not so beautiful day for flying. It is monsoon season. It is just after, I think today is September 3rd, here in the Phoenix area, the Chandler area, Southeast Valley. And this is our monsoon time of year. It seems like every night or every other night we get good storms coming up from the south, the deserts coming up between Mexico and then coming up between Tucson and Phoenix. They build up a lot of dust rolls. We've had already two today. I'm going to turn the camera. It is a windy day, as you can see. You know, you can see those trees over there. This is a day when you don't want to be flying. It's kind of stupid. I don't even know why I'm out here. But I am out here for a couple reasons, okay? One, I'm not going to do a whole lot of flying today. But what I am going to do is I'm going to test in the wind, the holding capacity of the new Detect X380, of course, the X380. I'm really liking this copter, so I want to do kind of a synopsis of the whole thing. I've had it a week now. I've flown it 5-6 times this week. I put it through its paces, and it has not failed any of them. It has just held up tremendously. It's just an amazing copter for, you know, it's not a DJI, it's not a first-person video, although it certainly can be. I know you can buy the stuff and adapt it, and I don't have the gimbal yet that I will have. But for what I'm looking to do, which is take some nice videos, you know, just from me eyeballing it, on a stable platform, it's been fantastic. I have no complaints. Now, hopefully the wind isn't too bad, and you can hear when I'm talking in my Mobius camera here. So I am going to get things up, see if I can get it in the air for just a couple of minutes, go through a few things. Hopefully, I'm just going to keep it right here. I'm not even going to put the camera on board. I'm just going to keep it real close to home here and see what it handles the winds, and we'll talk in a minute. Okay, very good. And we're going to do about 8 minutes. Starting now. Counting down. All right, so we have GPS lock. Now I'm gonna right now look at the wind blowing. It's blowing good steady. I'm gonna say, I don't know, 10 miles an hour. It's gusts to at least 15, 18, maybe more. So I'm gonna give it let it take off on its own and try that. So let's do that first thing. Here we go, taking off in the wind. All by its lonesome. I'm ready to push it forward. Should it come back and bite me in the neck? Yeah, you can see her trying to hold it in the wind. Look at that pitch. Look at that. Doing a good job though. I mean, we got a steady wind here. Give it up. Bring it back. See, it's fighting the wind. You got a wind that is coming north and west. So it's tending to guide itself a little west. It's coming back here. But yeah, all in all, let me give it a little, bump it up a little bit here. Now this is not a fast copter by any stretch. It's not a fast quadcopter. So cutting into the wind, you know, I wouldn't take it too far, too high. You know, I don't know, maybe you might play hell trying to get it back. I mean, the wind is definitely blowing it back. There's no question. But I mean, I'm looking at the trees here. It's solid. So I'm gonna help it out with a little trim, best I can. So I'm just gonna really hold it here for a little bit while I talk about it. See if this wind's not too bad. You probably can't even hear me right now. But I'm impressed with this thing. Battery life. I may have to redo this tomorrow, but here it is in the wind. And I am not going to turn it away from the wind, blow all the way. But again, didn't put the camera on it, not going to be hovering very long. The old wind test. More than anything, maybe that's what today will be, the wind test. Can't really talk much about it with this hardcore wind. But the hover test into the wind, I mean, look at it. Okay, it's fighting. She is fighting big time. Yeah. Still looking to get a gimbal for it. A lot of things I want to do to this. I've only had it a week, but I got to say I'm very impressed with it. Yeah. I mean, I think she's doing a really good job holding up. Again, I'm nosing it right into the wind. I'm not going to do any sideways things. Holding it right into the wind. I'll tell you, the first thing you notice when you get this guy is, of course, the size of that massive battery. Wow. I've had it up for a little over 20 minutes. Flying solid. Holds real well. And the cool thing is, it's got that huge battery bay. So, again, with my CX20, my batteries use the same plug. So I have several 2700 milliamp, and I bought a 3000 milliamp. You know, they're you know, they're not the 5400 like this one, but it's still, because they're the same plug, it flies great, works good, so I get 10 or 15 minutes out of those. No big deal. But this 30-minute battery is amazing. Now, I don't force stuff. If it says 30 minutes, I'll say, all right, well, I'll give it, you know, 20, 22, and that's good enough. I don't want to have the thing land somewhere on its own. But I tell you, this wind is getting up, it's picking up even more. And it's definitely blowing it around. It's fighting it. If it was up at altitude, it would definitely, you'd have to kick some neutral forward stick, which I'm doing a little bit here. So I give a little forward stick. I'm going to hold it, and I mean it's cutting into the wind, but it's fighting. But no, I mean you can't. To me, what do you expect? I don't know what the Phantoms do, what the $1,200 ones do, but for the price of this one, and I'm very impressed with what it does for the cost. Really, I wasn't going to come fly tonight. I just thought I'd take an opportunity to see what it'll do in this wind, because not you can't really call this flying. It's just more like hovering, the old hoverboard. But I will do a complete review of this after my first week, probably this weekend, Saturday. Today is Thursday. Probably on Saturday. I had a little over a week. I'll put it through its paces. I've done a lot of out in the field, carving it up a little bit. Because not only, I mean, it's a good steady platform, but you can beat it up. I mean, you can go hard turns, good aileron turns, and kick it around with some good rudder action. You know, and it's happy. It does a good job. All right. And I'll tell you one thing. At night flying, you're seeing that green? I've flown several of them at dusk this week with some storms that we've had out here. And wow, that green light at dusk is just beautiful. And the two front lights, the headlights, I mean, you can see it from distance. I mean, way out there, that light flashing tells you right where it is. You're looking at its butt. And then when you turn it around, you see the two little lights, not as bright, but you can see them in the sky and I am out there totally at dark, but at dusk. And it really is sharp. I mean, it's helicopter-ish. I mean, it's really what you see on a news chopper or something flying by, or military chopper, it seems like. The lights on the bottom, of course, the green and the red, they help too, of course, but the front and back, this is my first copter that actually had front light and back light, and that is amazing at night, or again at dusk, because you can't see them clear. I mean, from way out there, you can tell. You know, when the lights are on the bottom, you've got to raise it way up there, but if you're flying, say, if you're, you know, I don't know, 300 yards away and you're flying it at, say, 50 yards up, you know, maybe 100 feet up, at that distance, it's hard to see underneath it. It's a ways from you, maybe 70 feet, 60 feet in the air. You can't really see the underneath, where you got these bright lights flashing, telling you, hey, man, the butt's facing you. And then the two in the front, two headlights coming at you. You know, you can steer it at night, and it's pretty damn impressive, I got to say. Yeah. So what happens is now the wind it kind of goes up and down. I think as it's starting to die a little bit as the sun goes down. I have it trimmed a little bit into the wind, and I think that's kind of taken over. I'll just hold it here for a little bit longer. There is the Southeast Valley. Had a good video the other day. Hopefully you guys might have looked at it. Riding the storm out, a little REO Speedwagon. All right, there's our 8-minute timer going off, and that's probably about enough for now. So I'm going to bring her in because I don't want to slam anything in. Nice and slow. All right.